For my topic, I chose the chemistry of Down syndrome. Just a little bit of history of Down syndrome. Down syndrome was discovered by Jerome Lejeune in 1959, when karyotype techniques were discovered and available. These techniques could be used to help identify the shape and number of chromosomes. This led to the understanding that chromosome 21 was the cause of Down syndrome. Later, in 1866, Dr. John Langdon first described Down syndrome as a disorder, but in 1959, Down syndrome became known as a genetic disorder. So 2 questions are there different types of Down syndrome, and how many? The first type of Down syndrome is mosaic Down syndrome. Most cases of Down syndrome result from trisomy 21, which means each cell in the body has 3 copies of chromosome 21, instead of the usual 2 copies. Down syndrome occurs when part of chromosome 21 becomes attached to another chromosome during the formation of reproductive cells in a parent or early in the fetal development. People diagnosed with this have 2 normal copies of chromosome 21, plus extra material from chromosome 21 attached to another chromosome, resulting in 3 copies of genetic material from chromosome 21. A very small percentage of people with Down syndrome have an extra copy of chromosome 21 in only some of the body's cells. During cell division, to create either a sperm or egg cell containing 46 chromosomes divides into 2 germ cells, each containing 23 chromosomes. Sometimes this division does not happen properly, and one cell may contain 22 chromosomes and the other may contain 24. This can happen if the chromosomes do not properly separate and instead stick together. If the cell containing 24 combines with the cell containing 23, the new cell will contain 47 chromosomes instead of 46. If the trisomy is chromosome 21, the person will have Down syndrome. The other type of Down syndrome is translocation Down syndrome. When you are born, the cells in your body normally contain 23 pairs of chromosomes. 1 chromosome in each pair come from your mother and the other one from your father. This happens when part of chromosome 21 becomes attached to another chromosome. These children have the usual 2 copies of chromosome 21, but they also have an additional material from chromosome 21 attached to the other chromosome. 3 to 4% of babies that are born with Down syndrome have this specific type. So you might be asking, where exactly does translocation Down syndrome take place? Well, it takes place in chromosome 21 when it is attached to another chromosome out of the 47 chromosomes we have in our bodies. This happens because the material from one chromosome, 21, gets stuck onto another chromosome. This can happen either prior to or at conception. Cells from individuals with Down syndrome have 2 normal chromosome 21, but also have additional chromosome 21 material on the chromosome that got stuck to chromosome 21. This causes too much material, resulting in the features kids with Down syndrome have. So what exactly is a chromosome? And what does this have to do with chemistry? So long story short, a chromosome is a long string of gene codes. Some of these coding strings consist of thousands or hundreds of thousands of individual genes, all strung together into a string of DNA. Human beings have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Gene expression refers to how your genetic makeup shows through in your health, personality, or character traits. For example, if you have blue eyes, your eye color is a gene expression of that specific genetic code. Your chromosomes make you, you. So having an extra copy of chromosome 21 means that you have 3 copies of each of your genes instead of 2, making it difficult for cells to properly control how much protein is made. Producing too much or too little protein can have serious consequences. There is also no cure for Down syndrome. In 90% of trisomy 21 cases, the additional chromosome comes from the mother's egg rather than the father's sperm. Down syndrome is the most common genetic disorder. Caused by a chromosomal abnormality, it affects 1 out of every 800 to 1,000 babies.